Hi, welcome to Hotbox Cryptic Talk. My name is Chi,
And my name's Sarah.
and this is our first episode, and we will be talking about Ohio-based cryptids, or cryptids from the Ohio area.
Can we start off by talking about Frogman?
Frogman.
Because look at him. Look at him. He's right here. I
Yeah,
can't.
he's in the little logo for sure. We do have a Frogman fan. If you can guess which one of us is the Frogman fan.
Listen. Okay. Uh he's fucking cute. Uh my partner stands exactly how he stands. And he just kind of reminds me of him.
That's funny. That's so funny.
You can't deny it. I mean, you've seen him.
It's still funny.
My little
Though.
frogman.
Yeah.
um so I really like the frogman because of his dumb stories. His sightings are probably my favorite of them all because they're just, I mean, the only person that has actual proof of it was from like what, 2020 or whatever, someone playing Pokemon Go. But
Oh, the picture. Yeah. That's right. No,
yeah, but
2016. Right?
oh, 2016, yeah, right, because that's when Pokemon Go was real big.
Yeah, 2016. The app came out, right, or something like that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that
but
I know that they have a Frogman Festival, right?
mhm,
So Frogman Festival. So
they
it's
sure
a big
do.
what would they say, like tourism, right? I don't know.
Mhm.
Right.
I have a friend who lives there, and he was telling me that the frogman actually um isn't green. In their town, he's known as being blue. So I mean, this little crazy little fan art that someone made right here. I mean, this is wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but he was telling me that that picture is inaccurate to how they kind of perceive him in the town. So I thought that was pretty cool. So he's kind of more like a rainforest type of frog rather than a regular like toad looking type of frog. So I like that. Um, but the frogman has been spotted about like 3 or 4 different times, like 3 times prior to that one, and my favorite one is the one where that dude said that he saw like a gang of frogs with a wizard stick. Like one of them had a wizard stick. Uh, I enjoyed that one. That one's good because all I can imagine is like you just walking along the side of the road, driving along the side of the road, whatever. You look over in this little river and you see 3 humanoid type of dudes or people. Well, I guess not people if they're humanoids, right? In like backpacks and shit, and then one has like a wizard cane. Like,
I did see that. I did see that reporting. I think in my notes somewhere. Uh, what was it 1955 or something like that in
mhm,
Claremont County, right? Loveland, Ohio, small town on the outskirts of Loveland, Ohio, right? Yeah,
mhm.
who? What is it? Robert Honeycott was the guy's name. They claimed to see, yeah, like three freaking walking frogs. I always thought that's crazy. Like, I have everything right because you have like werewolves and like Bigfoot, right? Loch Ness monster, and, like all these
Mhm.
other crazy like Wendigo, Skinwalker type cryptids. And
And
then
then you have wizard frogs.
and then you got wizard frogs, right? So yeah, that's it's
Like,
unique.
would you
It's
try to
different.
fight them if you would see them? You know,
Do you want to try to
like,
fight a wizard frog? No, I mean, I don't think so. It's because it's like not a scary cryptid, right? So that's the thing where it's like, well,
Mhm.
essentially, I guess There's probably people that are scared of frogs. Maybe this is probably a phobia. I'm sure everything's a phobia. But
Yeah.
I get you wouldn't normalize like frogs with being terrifying, but if you see a 4-foot frog with a lightning wizard with a lightning freaking staff, you know, it's
I
not
mean,
that's something that's not supposed to exist, right? So
well,
that's
definitely
still
not a wizard frog, but have you ever heard a frog scream?
a
Like when
frog
there's
scream, like
yes.
not croak.
Yeah, not croak, not their normal like little burp burps. Like I'm talking about when you pick up a frog and it's scared, it literally screams.
No,
It sounds crazy.
this is
But
a
do you
whole
think,
new concept to me.
I mean, okay, so it sounds like a dog squeaker toy, but like elongated. So that I'm not even joking.
That's
So
crazy. I have to look
if
that
you
up. I'm gonna have to look that up.
but if you like think about it, okay, frog people, right? Do you think that they would talk, or do you think that they would scream like a squeaker toy if you were to scare them, like and actually try to like talk to them?
That's crazy. I wouldn't think that they'd be screaming like a squeaker toy.
Right, there's so many videos out there. I thought people were just doing like voiceovers or something. The first time I heard it, I was like, ain't no fucking way. That's what a frog really sounds like. I thought they only like croaked and whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many videos of people like trying to pick up a frog or whatever, or like move it to like a safe location, and the frog like just screams the entire time. And I don't even know how it has the
That's
lung
crazy.
capacity to do that, but I mean it does do that.
It's freaky. I don't know about all that. I don't know about no frog screaming. Even if it's just a regular frog.
These wizard frogs could be screaming like that. Like what if they're going around and you think that it's something else in the forest? Like it's like, oh, what kind of animal is that? Well, it's not. It's a wizard frog. It's the Loveland frog. They're wizard frogs now to me.
Just wizard frogs.
All
I
of
mean,
them.
according to the accounts, yeah, right? Essentially, they're wizard frogs. They can control the elements to some degree, right?
I mean, who knows? Shooting lightning bolts out of his little cane. Also, how does he know for a fact that that is like a wizard stick? You know?
Well, because it was
Like-
something. His report that he said that there was sparks. There was sparks coming out of it or something like that.
Mhm.
So it's like he was holding it up and it had sparks coming out. Of course, so then if it had sparks coming out, it must have been conjuring a spell, you know?
All I can think about when I think of that is, have you ever seen Adventure Time?
Mm-hmm.
And there's like an episode where they have to go fight these like wizard frogs, and they're wearing like purple capes, and he's got a wizard stick. I think maybe they're making fun of the Loveland frog, but like
I think I vaguely remember something like that.
I don't know. It's just like when I hear that, my mind immediately goes to like the Adventure Time frog wizard, you know? Something that I can't unsee.
That's funny. I always think of like the Hypno Toad from Futurama. That's what
That's pretty sick.
It's like when I think about it, it's like oh shit, the Hypno Toad. Then you'd be in trouble.
But like, okay, so like that picture of the 2016 couple that found the frog.
The one that's where it's like
man.
in like the sewers and stuff.
Yeah, and he's got like, you know, the eyes going, the glow in the eyes, and he looks like he's got like a backpack on. He's hunched over. He very much has this body type, but like with giant, like glowing eyes. You can't tell me you're walking around the sewer and that would scare the shit out of you. I would immediately think that this dude was probably living in the sewers before I would think about him being a frog person, you know? Like from the distance, in the dark, in the sewers. First of all, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in the sewer. Like realistically, I probably would not be in there looking for something because people that go looking for something usually find something that they don't want to find,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
it's a valid point. Because I was gonna say, like, I'd be scared just running around in the sewers at night in general. Like, big frogs, no big frogs. Hell no.
Yeah, see, I don't want to be part of that. But if you're out walking around, whatever, you come across glowing eyes, hunched over, somewhere around 3 to 4 foot, you
In
know,
height,
the yeah, like a person.
making a screaming sound.
Yeah, immediately. That would probably scare the shit out of me. You know?
No, I'm with you 100%. Like, I'm not gonna argue that. Like, that'd be
Yeah.
crazy as fuck. You know what I like? Because there's that picture, right, of the couple got, allegedly, of the frogman. But I
Yeah.
like the eyewitness, like, drawings of from like the earlier ones, the ones that were in like the 70s or something like that. And it's just like, and it's like he's like looking over the shoulder as he's like jumping over the freaking little guardrail. Because there's a couple
Yeah.
different versions of like that one. It's so funny. Those ones are great. It's like, yeah, that's because looking up and researching a little bit about it. Those are the ones that were coming up. Those are the best ones.
When I was doing my research of the Loveland Frog, there was this kid who was making YouTube videos, and it was like Cat Speaks Science or something like that. I don't really remember what the YouTube channel was because I just came across it.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty funny. So it was very much like a little kid making a YouTube video, probably a long time ago. I didn't look at the timestamp, but it was like his cat was the one telling the story, you know. And he had like a paper UFO just like going across the page or whatever because he was like cryptids and stuff like that. But I thought that was pretty cool. And he was like not really going into detail about any like sightings or anything. He was just like, yeah, I think the frog's pretty cool. He's a wizard and and then he was showing like these little cartoon drawings of him.
Of the
and
frog?
Yes, dressed up as a wizard. And fuck, I wish I could remember the YouTube channel.
That's funny because that's how he is.
But it was the best. 10 out of 10. If you guys are doing research on the Loveland Frog, you come across this little kid's YouTube channel, give him a thumbs up because that was good. That was some good stuff. Quality content. I would watch again. 10 out of 10.
That's funny. Yeah, we have to find it. And if we can find it, we can put a link in too.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be able to put it in the comment. Not the comment section, the about thingy. Anyway. Do you want to talk about Bessie?
Yeah, we can do that one next.
So, I don't really have a whole lot of things about Bessie just because Bessie is just like a smaller version of Nessie. All I really had, like all the information that I really found about Bessie was that it's probably around 30 to 40 feet, and that it's also known in Canada as well. They have a Bessie in Canada
because it's from the lakes right there.
Yeah,
so then,
in Lake Erie.
Essentially, you would see it on both ends.
Mm-hmm. And like the width of Bessie is not like ginormous like Nessie is. It's like the circumference of a bowling ball. So like how big of a bowling ball it is, but like 30 to 40 feet long, and it's dinosaur like and gray. That's really like the only information that I really have about Bessie is just pretty much that from what I found.
Yeah, I mean, I had like a bunch of different sighting like descriptions, I guess. Because
Mhm.
yeah, there was the ones where they were just saying it was like a straight up like sea serpent, right? Just like a long sea snake kind of
Mhm.
thing. And then they did the whole where he was saying kind of more like dinosaur like the dinosaur that had like the fins with the freaking neck and the mouth. I
Oh,
forgot.
what are
Kind of
those
like
dinosaurs?
a plesiosaur, right?
Yeah,
Something like so like
plesiosaur.
a plesiosaur description of it too, and then another one's descriptions I guess would be more like reminiscent of if you ever seen Jurassic Park 3, but like the Spinosaurus, where it was
Mhm.
like kind of like a swimming dinosaur, but it had like hands kind of thing.
Mhm.
That's it. But yeah, they're kind of all over the place. But I do like the whole plesiosaur, Nessie, Bessie. I think there's another one somewhere that's off for the same kind of scheme too.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I do.
What I feel like happened was that possibly like Nessie is like its mother or something, and they had babies with something that was similar to like a plesiosaur, and so they had this like hybrid baby, and so there's like different like very that's why I think there's different variations of Nessie just like floating around in like different locations, because how do all these locations have like the same monster type, you know? It's like the same thing as like Bigfoot and stuff, like it's the same like monster type in different locations for like forever.
Yeah, yeah. That's that's a pretty good point. Because it's just like the same thing as far as like the whole like everywhere having its own kind of Bigfoot kind of thing, but slightly different, I guess. Where there's a lot of places, I guess they have their own kind of like Nessie,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's like, which I mean, yeah, that's probably the most plausible of a lot of the cryptids would be, I think, like sea creatures or like lake monsters or river monsters stuff like that, because some of those freaking thing like places, they're big and they're deep, and like
Mm-hmm.
people don't really go exploring like every like edge and nook and cranny or nothing like that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's like there could
Yep.
be some weird shit going on in there. You never know. I mean, same thing goes for the forests too, I guess. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like there's probably people. Well, I don't know, because I guess diving and stuff isn't really like my thing. So I don't know like how many people are just randomly diving in like random lakes and rivers and shit like that. You know. But I'm saying there's probably more
Yeah.
people walking around certain like wilderness national parks and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that than probably exploring the ocean and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
I think there's just like stuff that's left over from like the prehistoric days. And I mean, not that I think I know, because there have been like scientists have talked about this for like a long time. How there's like leftover dinosaur-esque animals that are just like out and about, especially in the ocean.
hmm
Um like jellyfish never stopped being a thing. They just got smaller. And then even then it's like we have giant squids and stuff, and that just never went away. You know, alligators, crocodiles, whatever, they're all like smaller variations of,
like a
their
dinosaur.
ancestors. Yeah. And
Yeah.
chickens,
Oh
you know,
shit. Fucking yeah.
fucking raptor bitches.
Lions, tigers, and alligators and
Mhm. They're all just like smaller, like more docile versions of what they were, prior. Um so I mean, who knows what trickled down from like the Nessie tree line, or like if Nessie is something that was like a smaller version of whatever the fuck it was before, because they still don't have like all the information of like these creatures and animals that were like here prior. Like they only recently just found out that like T-Rexes and raptors and whatever had fucking feathers. Like only recently.
yeah,
So,
there's a lot of stuff that they're still finding out about a bunch of
mhm.
species and animals that could be extinct and stuff like that. You know, So it's crazy. It's crazy because imagine if some of these things were real, right? I mean, some crazy stuff would be gnarly. Some gnarly stuff.
I feel like they should just fucking let them be, you know? Like, so they're like magnificent creatures, and I think if you kind of made it to where like humans and these creatures would like could cohabitate with each other, then we could like actually make it work, you know? Like maybe don't go in that fucking lake, you know? Don't swim in that fucking lake because you're gonna get eaten, you know? But you can bring
Yeah.
shit in order for that thing to eat it, you know, so that they're like it's cool with each other, but it's like whatever's in the water is for them, you know, like something like that. Like, and if people really want to test it and go in the water anyways, there are signs everywhere.
That's their
It's
bad.
on them.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. That's their bad.
No, I'm just saying that if we were to find something like this, I know our fucking government would kill it, and that's sad. That's sad to say. Because I wouldn't want it to fucking die because it's such a rarity, you know?
They would leave it alive so they can test on it and make hybrid fucking
They probably would.
things.
Just like they were fucking doing with mammoth meat. I don't like that idea. Let it go.
Meat
That's
mountain.
not gonna
Damn.
I'm not down with mammoth meat. I'm not eating that shit. Just like I wouldn't eat Nessie meat either. That's not happening. Would it be like more like a chicken or more like a fish texture?
I feel like it'd be more like a fish texture.
Right? Because it's in the water. It's both in the sea and in fresh water. So like what would that be like? Do we have any creatures that are both sea and freshwater?
Yeah,
other than us?
There's a couple of different species that can go in both sea and freshwater.
Sea lions.
You know,
Otters.
One of the sharks, I forget, but there's one of the sharks that can be in both.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's definitely some bullshit for us. Alright, I think what stingrays?
Like, do you remember that show? Not the show, the movie Pete's Dragon.
Yeah.
I feel like some shit would happen like that if they found out that Nessie, Bessie, or any of the relatives was alive. I think they'd flip the fuck out. What if they went invisible like fucking Pete's dragon?
You know what?
That's why we can't catch him.
But 100% though on the whole, people would flip out. Yeah, I think people would flip out for sure if you some of the stuff was real. If anything, there's the people that also say it's like, not I want to go too off into crazy here, but there's like the people that are like, there will be, oh well, yeah, cryptids exist and stuff like that. It's just that the government is keeping them a secret, so like regular people don't find out, you know. But they're out there.
Like,
right? So it's just like,
have you like really dove deep into cryptid zoology? Like the people who study them, the
not
zoologists.
particularly, no. But I mean, I know cryptozoologists and stuff like that. You know, I know it's.
I met somebody on World of Warcraft, and his dad was like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, because I was told this when I was younger, and I had no idea what the fuck that was. And he was like, "Oh yeah, my dad's a cryptic scientist." And I said, "What the fuck is that?" And he was like, "Oh, you know, someone who studies like creatures that aren't really known to the public yet." And now that I'm thinking about it, like, this was like, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, damn, his dad was out here doing some work, you know? Like, who knows what the fuck he was studying or what he really had his hands on. If he was an actual scientist and then went into, like, cryptic zoology, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is that really a thing? Is that, like... I don't want to go. I don't want to rabbit hole into this conversation because
That's
I
what I was
really
saying.
because I can, and I am acknowledging that I shouldn't do that on the first episode. But
We could do our own episode of crazy conspiracy theories and freaking stuff like that. That's funny.
yeah, we could say that for another time. This is not the time. But
But yeah, you definitely could just go off and be like, well, what the fuck?
yeah, because so many things are connected, and so many things make sense once you think about it. Have you heard of the Mandela effect? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Some of that stuff is crazy.
I know.
Some of that stuff is crazy.
Maybe we should do some DMT one of these episodes and just talk about what's on our mind immediately, what we see. I'm just kidding.
Mandela.
Don't do DMT, guys.
Dang, then you'd really be seeing freaking like monsters.
Right? Oh, God.
Right. Yeah, the whole Bessie, like Lake Erie monster. What was the other one? The shit. South Bay Bessie. That's right, South Bay Bessie.
South Bay Bessie.
South Bay Bessie. I like that. So, what was it? So yeah, in the 1980s, two women spotted the Lake Erie monster. You know, and then one of them was from right there from Akron, Ohio. And then a bunch of sightings always, I guess, have been happening for centuries, right? And there was a guy in the 90s that put up a $5,000 reward.
Oh, yeah!
You know, for a local marina. Thomas Solberg, right? The owner. Yeah, $5,000 reward for anybody to get South Bay Bessie alive. I remember that. Always.
Why did he want her alive? Like, what was he gonna do with her?
And $5,000 doesn't seem like a whole lot to be fighting with the sea monster, though, or a lake monster.
Well, I mean, okay, but think about it though. Let's rewind.
You better go ahead.
Let's rewind in the time frame. $5,000 back then is worth like $10,000 to $20,000 today. So if you were to get that offer today, like, would you take it?
Today to go try to get a sea monster or a lake monster? I don't know.
In their fucking element.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I don't even like hanging out in the water anyways, you know? Like, to have to be, like, actively in the water trying to wrestle with the freaking sea creature. I keep saying sea. Lake creature, right? So you can get this reward for this guy. Because you can't kill it. He wants it alive. So you have to get it and take it back, which is even crazier.
Do you think that they would go down with horse tranquilizers?
I don't even know. Like, I don't know. How do you do... if you trank an animal... If you drank a sea animal, a sea creature, or just anything, does it just drown because it just falls? And it just is asleep on the boat. I don't know. That's crazy.
I don't think it drowns, but I think it floats like a dead fish. So you think about it. Go swimming, right? And you pretend everyone does it. Oh, I'm drowning, whatever, or I'm like dead in the water. I don't know why everyone does it, but we all do it. And like when you're playing dead in the water, you float immediately, right? But as a human, naturally, we float up, so your back is more out of the water. Unless you were flipped over, then your entire torso would be out of the water. So I guess it just depends how you drink the animal in the water, but I don't think it'll drown. But who knows? Does it have gills? Does it need to come up to breathe?
Yeah, because even if it needs to come up to breathe, then say like it's not gonna drown right away, right? Like it's gotta come up to breathe, but I mean, who knows how long that fucking thing's gonna be out on the bottom of the lake? You know?
I don't think it's gonna be at the bottom of the lake either. I think it would float to the top.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what these sea freaking. I keep saying sea, what these lake monsters are like.
Say water monsters.
Water monsters. There you
The
go.
water
What
monsters.
these freaking.
The water dragons.
What these water monsters are like. That's funny. No, yeah, that's not enough money.
And yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I would think about it, and I would go towards the lake, but I wouldn't get in the water. There's probably nothing that would make me want to get in the water after knowing that this thing was in there. You know what I mean?
See,
Unless the water was real clear. If the water was real clear, I wouldn't go that far in, but enough to where I can kind of like play in the water a little, but still like stand up and run out. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not a water person. I don't like getting in the ocean. You're never gonna find me in the ocean. I don't like swimming in the lakes either. That's not gonna happen. But that's me personally. I'm scared of what I can't see. So if the water's real clear, then I will more than most likely get in.
If it's like real murky and like dark.
Absolutely not.
Zero visibility.
Yeah, as soon as I see that, I know something is going to grab me and probably drag me under the water. Or something's going to swim up to me, and I can't see it very calmly so the water doesn't get all fucked up, and then just, and that's it. Chomp me, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's probably one of the biggest turnoffs of like the ocean and stuff is the fact that you're on top of it, even if you're in a boat, ship, whatever, but you don't know what the hell's underneath you. You can't see nothing. It's just like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not doing that shit.
If they were like $5,000 reward, you get us some photographic evidence or something like that. Like, yeah, I just go like to the freaking edges and be like trying to get pictures of the dude. But
yeah, you could just camp out there forever. You could be like fully dressed up. I probably would be all camoed up, and I would just lay on the ground for days, just trying to get a picture. Just sitting there with my binoculars. Like, yeah, because as soon as you have like a tent and whatever, I probably would throw chicken in the water. It's like it's a new meat, They probably never had chicken before. Yeah, so I would throw bloody chicken in the water and then run away and lay on the ground and just, with my little binoculars and my camera ready so that I could take a picture. But to catch that fucking thing for $5,000, you're probably going to die. Like 99.9%, you're probably gonna fucking die trying to catch this thing. Imagine trying to rally up all your friends, be like, "Hey, I'm gonna rent this boat, and we're gonna go." Yeah,
we're gonna go get us a freaking lake monster.
Yep. I don't have the willpower or the physical capacity. Right, the fucking thing. Like, how are you gonna get out of the water? It's like supposedly 40 feet long. How are you going to get that thing out of the water?
Yeah, I don't know.
The math ain't mathin'.
They didn't think that through too much,
Oh no, I'm definitely overthinking the whole situation because, like, if this fool is real adamant on getting this thing out of the water, how many times has he seen that shit? For him to be like, I have $5,000. Anybody who will help me capture this fucking thing because I physically can't do it.
Yeah, I wonder what I'm curious to what the why he decided to put up the reward in the first place. Maybe just because was he just like
think he's alive?
Well, it depends on how old he was then.
I'm gonna look him up after we film this podcast because I need to know, and if I can find him on Facebook. I don't even use Facebook, but I will reactivate my Facebook account in order to find this little old man and be like, I need to know what you know.
What did you see? Why were you willing to pay? Do you just have money like that and you're like, I'll pay, sure. You're never gonna find him. What was he like?
Yeah.
I seen him and he's real. And we need him.
What if he's all crazy and I go to his house and he has pictures of it like all over his house? Like
I mean,
a stalker.
if he was a local guy, he's just gonna go over to freaking to Lake Erie.
Yeah.
It's like it's a long way away. It's gotta be funded though, you know. Maybe if we get sponsored, to go. We'll go over there and we'll go check out the Frogman Festival. That's where we'll go. We need to get sponsored so we can go check out the Frogman Festival. And then while we're in the area, we'll have to go visit the lake.
We can probably stay with my friend Haru.
There you go. Even better.
Yep. You like cats? He's got 6 of them.
All of the cats.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, they love the Frogman over there. Like, they love him. He's like an icon. Like, just like in Colorado, there's a little town up in the mountains, and it's called Idaho Springs. And they love Bigfoot up there. I don't know if they've even had, like, sightings. I'm assuming so, because it's, like, in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. But, like, they just love him. There's so many merch stores of just, like, Bigfoot, like, everything. Bigfoot everything. And I'm just, maybe that's something that I should look into, especially because I'm going there in a couple weeks. But, like, I should probably look into it and see, like,
catch yourself a Bigfoot.
Why? Yeah, I'm just gonna go out in the woods and just look for one. Just
leave a bunch of Jack Link's beef jerky all over the place.
Hell yeah! One of these days, he's gonna pick that shit up.
That's what he wants. Speaking of Bigfoots, there's another. So I don't know where to start. I guess they could probably just be the same creature, really, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just different names from different areas. But the whole... I mean, we're going to have to do a whole damn Bigfoot episode in itself.
Yeah.
Because there's just so much to go over there with it being just kind of international. Well, it comes all over the U.S., but even international, which is crazy because a lot of the cryptids don't necessarily span multiple continents, I guess, right? But
I mean, there's like off the top of my head, I can think of like 5 different locations that have different types of Bigfoot type of personnel, you know? So, I mean, honestly, I think anywhere that has kind of like a forest has their own Bigfoot, like a different variation of Bigfoot or like different descriptors of it, but they're very similar everywhere. They just look a little different, act a little different, or they're like different size or whatever. Because the Grassman, they kind of depicted to be more of a like ape-like face. Whereas like Orange Eyes, they're trying to say that he's more kind of like monster-esque. Like he's got like kind of more of like a pushed-in nose and like
pumpkin
flared nostrils. Yeah. And then like red glowing eyes. But the Grassman, they didn't say anything about glowing eyes, but that he is more like Grassman makes clothes out of like leaves and stuff like that. Like he wears like little things, like not like clothes, not like a t-shirt, you know, but he wears like
he's got like covering, you know, like he's got covers and stuff.
He's got the Gucci leaves. But yeah, he makes those types of things. And I mean, this is just going like based off of different stories. Like Orange Eyes doesn't have a whole lot of story, which is why I also think that they might be the same person.
Yeah, it's just that they probably refer to Orange Eyes itself as for like maybe a specific area kind of thing. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, because I mean, like, the story from Orange Eyes. So basically, like this couple's on a date or whatever, and they're going off of like making out, like make up point type of thing, you know. Um, and then they see like glowing eyes. I think he was into watching them make out. Like he was like either observing them or maybe he was like horny about it.
It
I
was
don't know.
dirty ass grass man, huh?
He's a voyeur.
The Ohio freaking scumbag. Now I can't go. Now I can't go over there because then he's gonna be like, "You're that guy that was talking shit about me."
Yeah, he's gonna fuck you up, dude.
Get punched up by a Bigfoot. Like, oh dang, no!
One punch, you're out. You're dead.
Too small. Stop, please. That's funny.
But like, anyway, so he gets mad, and I guess he starts like throwing boulders. He tries to like flip the car or something, but they can't really get like a full like picture of him. They saw the glowing orange eyes, and they heard like a really loud like growling howl type of thing. Like the voice was like really deep and like extremely loud. But Grassman is also known for being extremely like hostile in his environment as well. So I guess like a long time ago, the Native Americans in that location know about him, and they I guess like cohabitate with him. They've never really been attacked. I guess they try to make it like a safe environment so that they don't attack, you know, their village and stuff like that. I don't really know the exact things, but you know, that's kind of what I was reading from this. And I guess anyone that goes near like a certain location, Grassman gets hostile, same thing, throwing boulders, like, you know, knocking shit down, will attack you type of thing. But like from a distance, like he's not gonna like punch the shit out of you and you're dead, you know?
Yeah.
But I mean, there could be stories like that, but like
we just don't know them because the person's dead.
Yeah.
You know, like that's it's as simple as that.
So I think it just comes down to like a territory thing, because we look very similar, like body types as him, just smaller.
Bipedal humans.
Yeah. So that may be that might be a thing where like you know, he's just like naturally hostile towards human beings because we're just too close genetically to each other. But that's just my theory.
Yeah. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. The whole territorial thing, because people are territorial. Just regular people are territorial, you know. Like, every day going down the street, you know, some people are like that. Some people are naturally aggressive and protect their area more than others, or it's more of a priority to some than others, and stuff like that. So on and so forth. So imagine if you're Orange Eyes, you know, who's probably would do similar tactics that a person would do, except for he's just like way bigger and crazier looking. So you're like, yeah, you know what, fuck all that, sir. I will be seeing you later. You know, like, allow me, sir. I'll let myself out. It was like, yeah. I don't know if I ever like came across a Bigfoot. Like, it's crazy because like if I were to think about it in my head right now, it's just like, oh, you know, what are you gonna be scared of? It's just a Bigfoot, you know, like blah 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 kind of thing. But then it's like thinking about it, it's like, I don't know. I'm like, nah, fuck this. Never mind. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. Imagine.
I mean, I don't know. My curiosity is out there, but like to like an extent, like I don't know if I want to come across Bigfoot specifically, just because he is so massive. I'm very small, so if we were to come across each other and he were to be hostile towards me, I would die. Would I go out swinging? Yes. But, like, I would for sure die. I'm sure he would just crack my body in half and that's it. It's over.
It's
You
over.
know?
Done deal.
But I mean, me me being me, I would definitely fight until I was dead, you know? Like if we were out in the wilderness looking for Bigfoot, uh, walking around with our cameras, just hiking around trying to find Bigfoot because we heard he was possibly in this area. Um, I know firsthand we would never get that close. But if he sees us, we see him, and he starts charging after us, I probably would have you run because I would try to fight this thing that's coming towards us. Like, would I go towards him? No, but I know that I can't outrun him with my lung capacity. So I'm just going to prepare myself mentally and physically to fight him because I know he's going to try and attack me. I would wait it out. I wouldn't swing first. I would not swing first. But if he's coming at me swinging, I'm going to swing back. I want to try and make the peace first, but if he's going to try and fuck me up, I'm going to try and hit him right back.
What a terrifying situation.
Right?
Just like, I'm gonna freaking try to box this Bigfoot over here real quick. Give him the old freaking 1-2. But yeah.
Mama didn't raise no bitch, okay? Doesn't matter what you are.
I don't care what size foot you have. I ain't going out like that. That's funny. No, yeah, the freaking... That's the thing with the Bigfoots, right? Like, well, I mean, Bigfoots, listen to me. It's like, well, because orange eyes essentially would be a Bigfoot, a Sasquatch, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the reportings of the people, and they're like, oh, no, like, they're fine. You leave them alone or whatever, and they just like to observe and stuff like that. Then you got the other people that are like, nah, this dude was freaking, killed one of my dogs, or like weird crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I don't know about that whole like they're okay, and then but then again, if you get like deeper into it, it's the whole like, well, because there's different types and so on and so forth. That's what we're gonna have to do.
A whole Bigfoot episode.
Yeah, like go into like that, into like a Bigfoot episode. Yeah. Yeah, because it's good. Because that, again, it would be like probably the two, while not essentially meaning to do it. But other than Frogman, like you get a Bessie, right? South Bay Bessie.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lake monster. That's probably has a high percentage of being out there because it's just like something in the lake that people see here and there. That so it's like maybe it is something that's there, but it gets like it just takes off, and then this orange eyes, which essentially a Bigfoot, Sasquatch, so on and so forth.
Wait. Can we hold on? Can we circle back to Bessie real quick? Because I have an underwater theory. So we obviously don't know what the fuck is in the ocean fully. It's only like 20% explored or something like that. Like, okay, so with this theory going on, the world being mostly water, we came from an amphibious situation and moved on to the land. What if there's all these underground tunnels in the water that all link up together? So, like, not saying that, the salt water meets the fresh water. I'm talking like, so you go through this underground tunnel, there's probably a huge gap in between, and it's like air or dry land or whatever, and then it goes to fresh water type of situation. So like the sea and the lake are never touching, but there's like these canals that go in between them. And so that's how these giant monsters are getting away, is because of these large underground fucking things. Like, have you ever seen those like water sinkholes?
Yeah.
The fuck's at the bottom of them?
That's the thing, where that because there's a couple of places that are like that, and there's one of them in particular. I think it's like around Jamaica or something like that. They have a cryptid, and it's like a octopus kraken like cryptid. And the thing is that they're like, well, we have a lot of these blue holes around here. Is what they were calling them, I think. And so they all like kind of connect, and then also lead out into like the freaking sea. So it's just like you never know like how far they go, or like because they're not 100% explored, kind of thing. So it's like, yeah, you never know. They could freaking even go even further and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, because like I think that some of our like explorers and stuff like that are just not like, first of all, that's real scary. These people that want to go out and jump into these things and explore them, by all means, please be safe. Do it very, like, please be educated. Like, don't just jump out in a fucking sinkhole to figure out, like, where it goes. But, like, how sinkholes are terrifying to me, and they also don't make sense in my mind. But that's a different topic. I'm not getting into that. That's more of I was gonna say that Illuminati stuff, but that's not it. That's not the right word. Conspiracy theories. Yeah, that's more of my conspiracy theory things. About people living underwater and like mermaids and stuff like that. That's a whole different field. But I do think that there are some sort of connectors at some point, and that's how they were able to get out of these lakes. Like, they were probably in the lakes prior and no longer in the lakes. They probably moved on to being in the ocean. But I think that they're connected somehow, because how the fuck are we not going to see this giant dragon come out of the water and move somewhere else? But no one's able to find them in the lake.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a theory for sure. Say that there's a tunnel and they zoom out of there. And like, that's where you can't see them. There's a bunch of shit. There's just a bunch of stuff out there that could be, whether it proves it, or it's against it, right? But yeah, the whole water thing. It's like there's just there's a ton of space to hide.
Yep.
There's a ton of space to hide, man. Most people aren't gonna go in there after you. So same thing with the forest, I guess too. But like, still, I feel like water is still, it just seems even worse. Or it's like, nah. Maybe I'll go into the forest with like 10 dudes and be like, let's go investigate over here. But even on like a ship, it's like, I don't know if I want to be like in the water, like in an ocean. It's like,
no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't want to find Moby Dick's white whale. I don't want to figure out how big a giant squid can get. I don't want to do any of that. Like, the water creatures, I'm definitely scared of. Like, that is something that I would not want to go and investigate.
Right,
but do I think that they're cool? Absolutely.
Current alive sea creatures freaking are terrifying that we know exist. Yeah.
That's why I don't want to go and check that. I don't want to check that out. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I feel you though. I wouldn't want to go explore in the water either.
Yeah, fuck no. Absolutely the fuck not.
Right. But I mean, I think that's all we really had for today. I don't know if you had any more that you wanted to add.
I don't think so. I think we covered just about everything. I do want to, because I do have those pictures of Orange Eyes and Grassman that I do want to show at the end of the podcast video. For the people that are listening to us on Spotify, in the bio, we're going to have a link to the YouTube video. So if you want to watch us on YouTube, you can check us out on YouTube. And you can see the photo that we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll put up the Frogman drawings of him jumping over the guardrails and all of that stuff. Like,
and the wizard.
All kinds of fan art we do. Yeah, we'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll put all that at the end of the video so you can check it out. Just because These are phenomenal pictures, and I think people should see them.
Yeah, some of these are pretty funny. I love it.
Hmm.
I love these first-hand account eyewitness descriptions. Because and I always like look at them and I was like, I guess I wonder how somebody, they described it, and then the person was all like, it's
Right,
this.
the police officer is like,
this
this dude.
This is what you described, and it's like, yeah, kind of, yeah. That's funny. All right.
Yeah,
so,
but I think that's it.
I think that's it, and then we're gonna be coming up with some more episodes, and with different topics, and hopefully it'll be real fun, and hopefully we'll be better at this. So.
Yeah. Or like, if you guys want us to talk about like some monsters, you can always drop it down in the comment section, and we can check them out as well.
For sure, yeah. If everybody says like, "Hey, did you hear about this thing?"
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, "Well, let's see what we can find."
Yeah, we'll do some digging and make a video about it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye.